Hey guys.
Welcome back to Life is Not a Real.
Actually, I'm really excited about this because,
It's like a fun format we've never done
yeah,
before.
we're trying to do different things this season. I just think it's fun to switch it up a little. So I actually had no idea about this. I was taking a nap one day and I woke up to like all these messages on our like podcast group chat. And I was like, what the F? I can't curse in the first minute. Like, what the F is this? And I realized, well, I didn't realize anything. Well, I learned something new. And the thing is, how do I even explain this? Basically, there's this thing on Reddit. And honestly, I hate Reddit. Like,
It's such a scary place.
it's a scary place.
To be fair though, I kind of like digging for random like info. Like
I actually, there's
conspiracy
things
theories,
I look for on Reddit.
but
I
it's like-
can't say this publicly
but
because I will
people are
get
scary.
canceled.
Like when you
People are
actually read the
scary.
threads, people are so crazy on Reddit.
Anyways, there's this thing called Am I the Asshole? And people basically put stories and they basically, like, people can comment and say whether you're an asshole or not. So our team basically came up with a few and we actually haven't read any of these. And I'm excited because I think they're all related to like influencer whatever thing.
I always see the videos on TikTok and I would listen to them. Like they're like TikTok videos where there's like an AI voice. Well, like the
Ooh.
video is super random. Like it could be anything and then an AI voice just reads like "Am I the asshole?" stories.
Well,
They're
we're
so
gonna
random, but
with
they're
our
really
annoying
fun.
voices, we're gonna be the AI.
We're gonna be the
voice.
narrators.
But I'm excited
How do we
because
choose? There's a lot. Are we
we
going
don't
to
have
do
to
a
do
lot?
all.
But there's
Well,
some
let's
interesting.
start.
We'll read the title and if it interests us, then we read
Okay.
it.
And also funny because am I the asshole? They put in parentheses Aita, and I'm like, isn't that the indigenous province? Like the people in the Boracay. So okay, let's start. Am I the asshole? My mom is an influencer. I'm sick of being part of it. I had no photo hoodies printed for me and my little sister. Should we go
I feel
through
like-
some? I'm like not into it.
Yeah, it's kind of like okay.
Am I the asshole for making a TikTok that somewhat exposed my influencer parents? That's better. That's getting-
Interesting. Am I the asshole for letting my daughter drop out to become an influencer because she has a trust fund?
Oh wait, yes.
That's actually
Okay.
interesting. Okay, who wants to read it? You or me?
I can
The story.
I can read.
Okay, go.
Just to like debunk any of those allegations.
That you can't read? Okay, can
like
you,
Demi
like,
Lovato.
Repeat the title again.
Okay. Aita. Am I the asshole for letting my daughter drop out to become I can't read. Okay. Am I the asshole for letting my daughter drop out to become an influencer because she has a trust fund? I love this. Parenthesis. 13 years ago, my family won a wrongful death lawsuit for my husband's death. And as part of the settlement, my daughter gets access to a trust fund at 21. Almost $40,000 a year until she's 30. It's not even minimum wage in the US. Okay. That doesn't mean it's true. In this economy, I feel like it's a lot for a 21-year-old. Fuck, we're gonna get canceled. So she's more financially secure than most. She's known about it since elementary school. Why did you tell her? Since then, she's gotten popular on Instagram and TikTok as a dancer and a singer, but has struggled in school, both socially and academically. She's been held back twice, so instead of graduating in 2022, she'll graduate in 2024. Wow, very recent. So hopefully she graduated by
We
now.
don't even know her name.
She's 16 now, and in her state, she can legally drop out. Her ex-stepfather, who values education, is furious that she's considered moving to LA with other influencers calling it a job. In a content house, per se? That was just, and I added that, because, yeah. But she's ambitious, wants to model and act, and says she needs full days for collaborations, events, and content creation. We spoke with school authorities over the summer, but since school starts soon, we have to decide. Against her ex-stepfather's protest, I signed off 2 days ago. She officially no longer a student. Am I the asshole? She has financially back up at 21, and I don't see how keeping her in something she hates is better than letting her follow her passion.
Mm,
You have an opinion.
okay, I don't know if the word is like an asshole, like to describe her, but it's pretty stupid.
Yeah.
Like, right? I mean, can you let her finish and graduate at least?
Yeah,
Like, what's the rush with like getting her to like drop out? And like you said, it's not like $1 billion or anything. You know what I mean? Like, money is money. Like,
I think.
you can go through that. It's not endless.
Yeah, I actually lived in LA. So LA is very, very expensive. Um, I understand that nowadays, like everyone tries to just, they think influencing is like, you'll make easy money. It's very, very difficult,
Yeah.
especially in LA when, like, you think Manila's filled with influencers. LA is filled with influencers. And in this economy, $40,000 is not even minimum wage. Um, I also think, I don't know, like, before I got into this industry, I always wanted to make sure, like, I always had a idea that, like, oh, maybe I want to do something like in the entertainment space. But I think education is so important. Like, me and Gabby have both graduated.
Yeah.
And I think
both
my
graduated.
mom, she watches this all the time, so she'll be very happy. But she always tells me, like, you can never take like a degree away from a person.
Yeah.
And so I think that's so important. I think she's just trying to act concerned, but I think the mother is an asshole because I think she's just like, daughter, do whatever.
It's like really stupid. I don't even know how she could think of it. You know what I mean? Like, if you can afford to send your child to school, like, let them finish.
Yeah.
That's one of the best things you can give your children is education.
Like, you can always go back to school, but I think,
and I feel like she can still like sort of do influencer things while
Online.
studying. Like,
babe,
doesn't have to
you're
make it
not
full-time
Addison
right
Rae. Like, you
now.
have time to study.
Yeah.
I know, that's just my thing. I really value
At
education.
16, she's like really young. I feel like it's not the time to decide like, okay, I'm gonna drop out to be an influencer. Like, move to like full time. It's just weird. But
So-
again, I don't know if asshole's the word I would use to describe the mom.
So we're
it's
gonna.
getting stupid.
Am
It's
I
really
the
it.
stupid?
Am I the stupid? You are.
But you know what? I actually hear about these all the time. Okay, side note. I watched this documentary where all these influencers it was on Netflix, I think, where they were all like dancer influencers in LA, and then they all joined a church and it became a cult. Did
What
you hear
is
about that?
this? It sounds
Did you not hear about
familiar.
Well, there's a lot of cults in LA. I'm not part of one. But there's a lot of cults in LA, guys, and I know it's a scary place, especially at that age. Maybe people are just growing up faster now, but if I was 16, first of all, I looked like I was a little kid at 16, so I don't know how that's gonna work out. But
It's also different if your like mom is the one encouraging it versus just you saying like, "Oh, I want to drop
what
out.
I don't
wanna
like
try
is
this
that
out."
she's trying to act concerned, but I feel like she's fully like pushing.
And why is the concern like, "Oh, I don't want to keep her in school because she hates it." Like, no one loves school. No one's
No.
obsessed with school.
No, there are a few people, and I
Like,
stay
yeah,
away
very
from
few.
them. I
But it's
stay away
like,
from those
hello,
people.
most people like don't like school, but they have to like go through it.
And period. I think they're gonna get more interesting. So I have okay, this one sounds interesting. Do you want to read it?
Which
I'm,
one?
Like,
The
Uh,
next one, the one
yeah.
right after.
I like it.
Okay. Am I the asshole for posting an unedited picture of my influencer sister when she didn't Facetune me as well? Ooh.
I love that.
My 26 female sister, 22 female, is an Instagram influencer with a couple 100,000 followers. At a small Canada Day gathering, she took a picture of us posing together. She facetuned herself but left me unedited. I'm not saying either of us is ugly, but we're nowhere near influencer level beauty and I'm pretty unphotogenic. I don't take pictures without a filter for my own self-esteem. She insisted I pose since we had matching outfits. I agreed but told her not to post it unless she cropped me out or edited me a bit. She said okay, but later that evening I saw she posted it, tagging me, looking flawless while I looked awful in comparison. I got a DM calling me the ugly sister and others making fun of me. I called her, asked her to take it down since she didn't have my permission, but she refused, saying it had too many likes to remove. Livid, I posted an unedited picture of us where we both looked terrible and tagged her. The post only got a handful of likes and comments, but I woke up to angry messages from her and our mom, accusing me of risking her career in a petty fit of jealousy. She deleted her post and made me do the same, but they're still refusing to talk to me. Am I the asshole?
What a fucking asshole! OMG!
But I feel like the sister was also an asshole for not editing her.
No, yeah, no. This.
Oh,
the
yeah,
other
I thought you were talking
sister.
about her. But she's also crazy for freaking posting because her sister is like an influencer.
Yeah. I think they're both assholes, but I
They're
think
both assholes to
the
each
one
other.
that posted first is worse. Like,
Okay, yeah, the one who posted first, I'm really like, because for me, if I'm like facetuning the thing, everyone's part of it. I'm not gonna be a bitch to my friends and be like, okay, only me.
well, I don't
Right.
really Facetune. Well, maybe because we don't need it. But honestly, I think you can always find a way. Like, even if you're not the prettiest, I feel like you could, with good lighting, it's so hard to keep this like unrealistic.
I also
like,
want to know how
perception.
intense the facetuning is to the point that like her career would be ruined, right?
Yeah.
Like how intense are they facetune?
But
Are
like
they
you
catfishing?
see them in person. Maybe it's like an OnlyFans thing. I don't know.
To be fair though, there's a lot of influencers that don't look the same, right? When you see them, like when you see
Wait,
them,
are
I
you thinking about
swear.
the same
Actually, I'm not
person?
thinking of anyone specific. I just remember like there are a lot of people like also like even like a lot of Instagram crushes that I have. Then when I meet them, I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah, I know you. Even my Instagram crush. Should I say it
Yeah,
on the podcast?
I remember.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think nowadays, like, Facetuning. Are you never gonna post a video? Like, come on. Like, we see the
Yeah.
difference. Like,
But on TikTok, people use the crazy filters where their
Yeah.
eyes are so big, their
Well, I
skin
don't
is so smoothed out.
really believe in that. Like, I don't even filter my pictures. Like, maybe I'm just fucking lazy. But would I've like fought the sister and posted? No. But the fact that the mom
Yeah, I
is
wouldn't
also
either.
like in on it is
I know it's giving
crazy.
favoritism, but it's also
Right?
like I'm really confused at how intense they probably Facetune for her to think that her sister's career would be over.
But you know what I also say? So like this is like talking about like face tuning. I also have friends who like because they face tune so much or actually face app. The thing about face app, you end up all looking the same.
Yeah,
But because they face tune or face app one person, they end up face tuning everyone.
and then everyone looks
And
like
then they ask you to
odd.
repost and it's like, babe, I'm
Babe,
not
it looks like an
because
avatar.
it looks like you like
Yeah, I'm scared.
face app that.
I have a friend who always does that. And like she won't even be mad that I mentioned it because she like admits that she does it. Like if we're gonna have dinner out and whatever, and she's like, guys, we're taking a selfie. Like no one wants to have it on her phone because she's gonna post it on her story and we're all gonna look so weird with our eyes. Like
So I think if you're gonna do it, like be responsible. I think that's the lesson. We're trying to like teach you guys something.
I really
No,
don't
just,
like
like,
face tuning. It's like
I just-
crazy.
I think angles, just figure out your angle.
Personally, I like editing more my clothes. Like if there's a wrinkle or I want it to look
See,
more
I don't even have the
But I
skill
don't-
for that.
like editing my face. It's kind of scary.
Have I? Maybe I'll fix my jawline.
Maybe I'll
But,
put
like,
like if I had
once-
like a pimple, like a single
Oh, pimple,
like
yeah.
boop,
But
or
the thing is,
whatever.
I only know how to do them. You know, when you match.
oh yeah,
it's-
like a clone.
like that's all I know. Like I honestly don't know how to like fully do shit. But no, I think it's normal. You know, unfortunately, we live in a society where like people
Just
try to
don't
act
overdo
perfect.
it.
But you know what?
Like
thing
some
I
people have
learned?
been exposed on Twitter.
Yeah,
for-
someone told me. I
for
think Olivia
heavily-
Rodrigo does. A few
Who?
big celebs do this once in a while. Just post like a meh photo of you, like as a joke, so that when you post a really nice one, people are like, "Wow, she glowed up."
like she's super gorgeous.
Because if you keep up this like standard, it's very difficult.
if you have the standard, then they say something that's not as good. They're like, oh my god, he got fat, he got ugly.
So like once, but sometimes once in a while. So when you are super glammed, everyone's like, "Damn," you know. Because if you're looking the same all the time, first of all, that's a lot of work. Second of all, you can't edit videos. Third, I forgot now, but I'm sure it was super good. But don't go crazy with the filters. Like we know. Like I see people in person.
Also, the
and I
photo
get
is never as
scared.
HD when you super filter. Like when it's
Yeah.
posted, it's not that clear anymore.
People know. And I also think like even like bikini photos, you know, like edit if you want. Or you can just not wear something that's more flattering. I think that's what's the beauty of makeup and clothes and fashion and style. You can find something that sort of suits your body type. Wow, that was like a little deep.
Yeah.
But you know, I think there's ways of like looking your best, or maybe like don't eat McDonald's every day. Maybe eat like salads, and like your skin. You know, there's ways of like doing it in a healthier way, and I think your mindset wise, like
Yeah.
So that's just my.
But wait, going back to the story, I just have to say, I feel like it's a bit over exaggerated. Like that the mom and the sister don't want to talk to her because she mentioned that her post only got a few likes and comments because she's not an influencer. It probably didn't have as big of a reach.
Yeah.
So they're being extra dramatic about it. I feel.
No, the mom's a little crazy. That's a little.
Yeah, I love how like
crazy.
the mom was only mentioned that, but you're like, yeah, she's crazy. She's insane.
Anyways, I think we've talked about this enough. Next.
I think the next is interesting. You can read it. It sounds interesting.
Aita. Sorry, I keep laughing because literally, okay, I think I've said this. I'm from Boracay, and I do these feeding programs with the Aitas all the time. So every time I hear or read the word Aita, I just like go back to like the Aitas.
Throwback.
Those are the OG Aitas. This is not the real Aitas. Okay. Am I the asshole for telling my best friend to stop being a wannabe influencer and get a real job? I have opinions about this. Wait, did I miss one? Oh my god, I missed one. Joke.
But that also sounds interesting.
Okay, let's
we can
just
go
do
with
this
that
one.
first. Yeah.
A close friend. Oh, fuck, mine's longer. Okay. A close friend, let's call her Sarah. Oh, my mom's name. Has been obsessed with becoming an influencer for the past 2 years. And when I say obsessed, I mean it's all I'm trying to be giving I'm emoting. I mean it's all she talks about. She spends hours taking selfies, recording TikToks, and posting about products that no one's buying. Her words. Not mine. Sounds like me, joke though. She's barely making money and has borrowed cash from me a few times to cover rent. I'm all over for chasing dreams, but she refuses to get a real job, saying she's this close to blowing up. But it's been 2 years and ... nothing. Last week, she asked for money again, and I told her she had to stop living in La La Land and get a job because I'm tired of bailing her out. I said being an influencer is like being a YouTube singer. Everyone wants it, but 99% of you aren't cut for it. She got pissed, accused me of not believing in her, and now she's giving me the cold shoulder. Ooh. Our mutual friends think I'm way too harsh, but I think I'm just being realistic. Aita, for telling her to give up and get a real job.
I think not. She's not an asshole, I feel. We also don't know how she said it. The word choice, though, is it kind of harsh? Maybe if you're sensitive, but like I personally would rather have a friend that's telling me the truth,
Yeah, I
the
think
harsh truth.
so. One thing I've learned, even me as I like switch up like my content and stuff, like you really have to start somewhere. And I always think that when you're starting out as an influencer, you sometimes have to do cringe and like cringy things to get attention, and that's sort of what puts you on the map. So like, and sometimes like you really have to, again, you really have to start somewhere. So like, you have to, even if you have 1,000 followers, that eventually grows and people won't care anymore, you know. But like, you have to start somewhere, and I really think that if she wants to do it, do it. But I also think the friend has to be realistic. Like, I was actually talking. I went to an event the other day, and saw a lot of models and content creators, and a lot of them were actually saying that they do have real, not real,
Like
uh,
other jobs.
other jobs
Yeah.
now, like part-time jobs, because it's very hard, you know. And I understand going for your dreams, and I've seen a lot of people a lot of people can balance it well, and you know, you don't even have to talk about your real job. But I think it's a very hard industry to be in, you know. Even I struggle with like income sometimes when it comes to content and modeling. But I think, yeah, you really have to start somewhere. So I don't think it's embarrassing, you know. Someone told me once that like it's only embarrassing until you sort of blow up. Like if someone was doing the same content as you, but you had less followers, they would say you're embarrassing. But a big influencer can do that.
Yeah. But
You
I feel like
know?
she's like annoyed because she had to borrow money again.
Yeah, the borrow money. That's why I think it's like a like she has to be
Because it's like
realistic.
you're like bothering other people already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like maybe you should get a job also while still trying. Like we're not saying she should stop trying, but maybe she, like, since she obviously does not have the means to sustain herself right now, maybe she needs another job.
Or you know,
So
in
I
the
don't
US,
think it's like,
get a loan, but I don't don't do that.
but it's like, so I don't think like the friend was being an asshole. Like maybe she said it harshly, but I do understand where it was coming
Yeah,
from.
because I really don't like I understand it's a very, very hard industry, So I get it. But you really have to be realistic. Like, you can't y- do your passion forever if it's not gonna like
Yeah.
sustain you. But I'm not saying give up. Like, you can find a way to do both. And I think she's a little like in her head, not thinking about like, oh, like I don't have money.
Yeah, because
You
she's
know?
like, what? She doesn't have money and she's just forever waiting for the moment to blow up.
Yeah.
That's like hard.
And like even one good brand deal, that's not self-sustaining. Like, it needs to be a constant thing. So it's very difficult. So, not that this girl is like listening, but I say, or anyone that wants to do content, keep at it, but you really have to find other sources of
Yeah, and I
income.
guess like don't be too obsessed with it because parang in the story she's like crazy obsessed with it. So I guess that's why she's like making it her whole
Yeah.
life, and then she's not looking at other, you know, sources of income that she can do.
Look at us giving money advice. Also, my pod is, oh no. Just a little personal problem, guys. It's really traffic today. In my pod, I'm like at a last few puffs and have to go all the way home. And the pod's not gonna last. I thought I brought like two like pods with a little bit of juice in here, but apparently not. Okay, do you want to read the next one? Actually, this one's really bad. The one before that.
Oh, the one. Okay, I'll read it now. Am I the asshole for getting my influencer sister's Instagram account taken down and not owning up? Okay, without reading the story yet, that's giving quite asshole. My sister had 14,000 followers and it was her main source of income. I just had a daughter and she took a picture of my baby. I told her not to post it, but she did anyway. I asked her to take it down. She refused, so I reported it to Instagram and they removed the photo and her whole account. I haven't seen a follow up from Instagram, so it might not have even been because of my report. But she's furious at whoever got her account taken down. I haven't said anything. My wife thinks I should be honest, but my sister has a short fuse and won't take it well. If I'm the asshole, I'll own up. If not, I'll keep quiet. Okay,
Wait,
that changed my opinion, kind of.
Wait, how did she not realize that it was?
I mean, like, that's a baby. And
No,
it's not even her baby.
I have a story. I can't say it on here.
What? Somebody that posted a baby?
Yeah. No, I know of like, how do I say? Like, some people like are very conscious about their babies. Like a lot of my friends that have babies now. Like the internet's just a weird place. Like it's weird. But this person was in the public eye, had a baby, and didn't tell anyone. And there was like a little baby shower for it. And another person posted a video or photo of like everyone with their kid. And then everyone was looking around and they're like, this person now has a kid. Exposed that girl for having a kid. And she kept it a secret. So I get it.
Yeah,
get
I
it.
also get it. Like the title, I was like, oh my gosh, asshole. Like, why would you get your sister's account taken down?
Yeah.
But it's not even her. It wasn't even his intention to get the account taken down. I think he just wanted the post taken down, like reported the post, and that's what happened. But it's also like, girl, like to the influencer sister, like, hello, privacy. It's not even your child. And you know how like a lot of people now talk about like how morally wrong or right it is to even post your own child a lot on your socials if it's
Yeah.
public. So I get it.
It's
I
not
don't
even-
think he's necessarily the asshole.
Yeah, I don't think it's even just kids. I truly just think in general, like
Other
if someone
people.
says don't post something,
Yeah.
don't fucking post it. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like unless you're willing to ruin a friendship. Because I've seen a lot of friendships. Like I've seen people fight because they're like, don't post this, and they posted it anyway. Or like again, like with before they've only photoshopped or like facetuned one person. Like people are very particular, and even if you have 10 followers, who knows what those 10 followers will do? Like for example, there's this big celeb who's dating another big celeb. Did I send you this?
Who's that? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And she posted they're dating, and people sort of know, but no photos to confirm. And this is international, by the way. This is like big time. Anyways, someone from her close friends screenshotted a photo of both them together on their close friends and started sending it out to people. So even if you're like, oh, I'll just post it on my close friends. Oh, I'll just post it on my
My
Finsta.
Finsta, you don't know who to
You
trust.
don't know who's screenshotting it. You know, and
Yeah.
even if people don't mean it in a bad way. So I just think if someone doesn't want something posted, just don't post
Just
it.
respect the privacy, period. It's not your
It's not-
life. It's not your, yeah.
It's not that big of a deal, you know? But damn, that screenshot was what? Like everyone knows, but like there's no proof. And I'm trying to figure out the source who took the screenshot because like that's good. Okay. Next. Where is we kicked out of the Oh, there's a webta.
A what?
There's a webta. What
Oh my
I
God,
be
I
the
saw
ass-
it. Oh my God.
Did you guys come up with the item or was it like it's really like that webta? I love this. Webta, would I be the asshole if I exposed an influencer who used to bully me? Interesting. I'll read it. I'm 24 female. I used to go to school with a girl who's now gained a fairly big online following. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube and around 170,000 followers on Instagram. She posts a lot about positivity and being kind to people, but I find it really hypocritical because when we were 11, she anonymously bullied me online and wrote horrible things. Oh my god, was that what is it called?
Like Ask FM?
Yeah. She got found out and was suspended at the time. It really messed with my self-esteem and trust, and though I'm considering making video to post explaining what she did and that she's a hypocrite. Webta, would I be the asshole to expose her? And maybe this is controversial. I think yes.
You should be. I kind of think also,
I
like,
think she
just
was
because,
11.
like, yeah, I was gonna say, like, 24, 11. Like, I mean, okay, like, I guess she was traumatized at 11 when that all happened. But it's like,
Are you still traumatized,
no,
girl?
it's like, how many years from then?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People can change. And it's also like, how crazy are you to dig up a past like more than like
Also,
13 years ago?
I feel like she's just doing this because the
to
girl
plot
now
the girl's
has followers,
downfall.
which I think is unfair. Like you wouldn't do this to someone
Who's
with
living a private life
living a private
13
life,
years later.
you know?
Yeah.
So that's what I always think about. Like,
You're doing it to like for revenge for
Yeah.
her downfall. That's
Like,
like that's kind of still
I'm
mean.
not- I'm surprised no one has like. Again, like you know what? Even when I was little, I would say like even I would have to bully people. Like people bullied me. I bullied people. Like when I
Yeah,
was
sometimes
11,
like it's not super
like,
mad.
you know, it's not meant.
Yeah.
Like, and I think I love that this girl is now talking about positivity because maybe she learned something in the process, you know, and I think that's important. Like people change. I don't think that girl was also perfect
At 11, yeah.
at 11. So I actually really hate. I see this a lot on TikTok when people are constantly like bringing up like things in the past.
From like way, way, way before.
You know, like, I actually love when I do something wrong. Well, not love it, but I love that I'm able to learn. And you know, like I've said shit that I shouldn't have said before. Like really bad stuff. So I think people deserve second chances and I think no need to harbor on a mistake that was done at 11.
Yeah. I'm not into that. I feel like it's also part of like the cancel culture where like people will dig up like something controversial you said years ago, something you did as a child. Like literally like they're children at 11. It's like
And also
preteens.
like I also think like okay, so you didn't do anything.
Yeah, it's like, are you perfect? It's like really weird.
In the
I don't know.
wise
The
words-
intent behind it is just it's very like you want to pull someone down. So it's not
Like in
for
the wise
me.
words of the famous Hannah Montana, nobody's perfect.
Everybody makes mistakes.
Exactly. And I made a bunch of mistakes and I've learned from them. But if you don't learn from them, then you're the Aita. You're the
Yeah.
asshole. Right? I know I've said shit or like I've done stuff like I'm sure this girl is like has not thought of like the influencer hasn't thought about this girl for like a very long time, you know? And I don't know. I don't believe in calling people out on shit that happened a long time ago. I'm sure she faced her own consequences back then. Why rehash it? So, sweetie, you are the asshole. Congratulations.
What's the next one?
Let me look.
Is this the one about the GF influencer
Or this one.
or the next one?
Am I the asshole for not tagging a model I collaborated with in my Instagram photos? I can read this.
Okay, go. He's like enjoying his reading era.
I haven't read in a really long time. The most I read is an Instagram caption. No, I used to be a bookworm, and I just like then my ADHD slowly started to hit, and now I don't. I can't process things as well. I own a small fashion line that I built myself. Over the years, I've become successful, not rich, but able to support myself. Early on, I worked with aspiring models who weren't paid but got professional photos for their portfolios. I always tagged them on Instagram as part of the deal. As my business grew, I started paying models fairly since they're compensated. I now mention them in captions or on my website but don't tag them in posts as prominently. For my new collection, I hired a model I hadn't worked with before. She was paid, and per our contract, I only mentioned her in the caption. After I posted, she messaged me saying I forgot to tag her. I explained it was intentional and referred to her contract. She got upset, saying she needed exposure and that she chose to work with me because she thought I was down to earth. Okay. It made me wonder. She's new and inexperienced, but she got exposure. But I paid her, so that's her compensation. I want the focus to be on my products, not the models. Did it become too arrogant? Aita? Question mark. She's not a fucking asshole. I
But
actually,
they paid. Like it
they
was
paid.
paid, so it's okay, right? Like for me, it's paid.
I
Because
actually
when I read heard the title, I thought maybe it was like an Exil
like
vibes, like no
steal or
payment,
like
and
a
it's
test
like,
shoot.
yeah,
So actually, this is the rule I have with myself as well. When it's a paid thing, well, not modeling per se, but like when I do content, I feel like you're mostly the same as well, unless they do like a stellar job. If I'm getting a videographer, glam, whatever, and I pay them, I'm not tagging because you also need to know that exposure is worth sometimes more than just money. Like sometimes I know creatives that would rather work for free because they want that
the tag,
exposure because
yeah,
it can lead them to more work and paid things later on. So I'm not like it's not like a strict rule that I have, but I do most of the time. Like I won't tag, and I know a lot of other creators do that
yeah,
because it's unfair. Because like when I work with someone and it's an X deal, um, I tell them that the tag, the exposure, that's sort of their payment. So it wouldn't be fair to pay someone and then give them that exposure.
right,
You know, it's not to, but you guys can like the creatives can then post it themselves. You know, and then they
yeah.
can actually do that.
It's not like you're not giving them credit whatsoever.
Yeah,
Like if
because
you
they
talk,
can
like
post
you
their
can
own
still say, yeah,
thing.
they can post it on their own pages, their portfolio, and they can also like if you like talk to somebody like, yeah, this person shot it. It's not like you're saying, no, I shot it.
But I think, and again, this is what works for me. Some people do it, some people don't. But I just think, in general, it's so important to sort of have boundaries. Not in the mind like you don't have to like create contracts all the time, but I think it's so important in this industry. So if you're an influencer, creative, just sort of um, make sure that you set those rules in place. Because I see a lot of people like fighting on the internet because they expected this, they expected that. But I don't know, this is super random. But I think just so you guys know how this works, usually what at least I do is if it's not a paid gig, if it's an X deal for a brand, I usually tell the creatives, and I tell them, okay, I don't have budget because I'm not getting paid.
Yeah,
So I can tag you guys in return. But if I get paid, I always try to make sure to pay my creatives. I think that's so important to be able to like you shouldn't be the only one making money, you know? So obviously there's times when like you don't have the budget, and I think that's sort of important to sort of explain properly, but you shouldn't be getting paid and not paying everyone else.
yeah,
Because I see people like I for sure you guys are getting paid and I know it's an X deal, you know? So I think creatives just stand up for yourselves as well. But I'm always transparent with the people I work with. Like, hey, it's an X deal, but like if you want to do this, no pressure. You know?
Yeah, some people love to fool that. You know what I mean? Like they'll be
Yeah.
like, oh, when you're there, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, it's XD long, and they're like, what?
Bullshit. And then you put paid partnership, like it's just important to be transparent and always be like, hey, like if you don't do this, it's fine.
Yeah, even when I shoot, sometimes I'm like, okay, so this brand deal, the budget is like low, or I'm gonna say like, it's actually like they're only paying me in product. So if you could,
Sometimes I
if
give
we
the
could do like a
products.
collab, I would love.
Yeah, so like there's always ways to go about it. I also actually was talking to this younger creative, and she was sort of like, oh, like I want to work with these types of people, like the people that more established creators have worked
Yeah.
with. And I go, you know what? You sort of have to find newer people and grow with them. I think that's a very important lesson. One thing I learned, like, you can't just like start creating content being like, oh, I want to work with BJ.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
know what you
like
mean.
I think Gabby and I are both very fortunate where when we were starting out, we've sort of worked with the same people over and over
Yeah.
again. And that's because we've sort of grown with them. So as
Yeah, it's like you really just build this really nice like
Yeah.
working relationship
they've
with
given us
them.
exposure, we've given them exposure. So I think like you sort of need to understand that you can't just work with the top creative straight away, but slowly build. Like if you're starting out in the industry as an influencer, as a KOL, sort of start working with smaller people and have them grow with you. Whether that's makeup artists, photographers, videographers, stylists, fashion designers. You can't just like dream big straight away. And I'm someone that loves to dream big, but this industry takes a very long time. You have to slowly like get into it,
Yeah.
you know?
You can't
So
just like jump in and be like, yes, BJ.
so like everyone I've worked with, like sometimes I pay them, sometimes I don't, but they get it because we've sort of built that relationship. But like
Yeah.
eventually you have to pay them because they
It's
have to pay their
true.
bills as well. It's not
I
fair.
always push to like pay them as much as I can. And I like never like haggle. Like you feel so bad. Cause some of them also like with all the work that they do, sometimes I feel like they undercharge. Like I feel like I've told some of my creatives like, oh my gosh, I feel like you're undercharging seriously.
No, and I'm like, okay, don't overcharge me, but overcharge other people. No, but like that's why like people give you friendly rates. It just shows like you have to be very personable.
Yeah.
And I think oh my god, I forgot what was this story about? Oh, collaborating like with a model, like you know what? Like sometimes you have to suck it up and be like, okay. Like unless it is agreed upon that you're gonna get tagged, then you can remind them. But like now, this girl's never gonna hire the model again. So sometimes you really have to suck it up. And I know it's
Yeah.
hard, and sometimes this industry is very unfair.
And she was still mentioned in the caption, right?
Yeah.
I
No, you
think
know why? Because
that's
some
okay.
brands don't like the aesthetic of like tagging.
The tag, yeah. To be honest, like I've had like when I would work with brands and then it's shot by someone, but then the posting guidance is you can only tag the brand.
Yeah, you can.
So like
you're not
sometimes
allowed
like
to
even I'll be
tag.
like, oh, we can just like I'll tag. But sometimes if it's like a photographer or videographer that I really work with, I feel bad. I'll repost the reel or photo on the
your
story, then I
story,
tag
yeah.
them because it's like the brand sometimes just wants the focus to really be on the brand.
There's too many tags and it distracts from the brand.
The-
So there's
and
a lot of
I get
different
it, though.
things. So I just think smart about working with your creatives and really sort of build something. Like I've said this before, where like the brands that you've worked with, you slowly sort of like build up. So like there's like this skin. Okay, sorry, I'm like talking today. There's this conglomerate with different skincare like brands. When I started out with like the cheapest brand, and I slowly made my way up.
OMG, why do I know this immediately?
Well, there's two sides. There's like the scents, and then there's like the beauty, and then you slowly work your way up. And that's the same with creatives. You can't just go for like the biggest photographer, the biggest video. It takes time. And
Yeah.
like we've all been there. So I think when you start following someone, they're probably a little more established already. So you think, oh, they've just always worked with the same team. But everyone starts somewhere. And I actually like working with smaller creatives because then you can really collaborate well.
Yeah, and they have like fresher ideas.
Yeah, and
It's
it's a
just
new
fun.
perspective. So don't just like discredit people with less followers or less
Yeah.
experience. Because even like Cora, for example, we both worked with him. He's a very good friend of ours, and like even seeing his growth, like it's nice to grow with someone. Now he's
Yeah.
like so busy. I'm like, I can't. I actually just asked him. It's like, hey, like I have something like in 3 weeks. Are you free? And he's probably not. I love that. But he'll always make time if it's something super bonga.
Yeah.
He'll like make time. But it just shows like it takes a really long time. I keep forgetting the story, honestly. What's the story again? Oh, the tagging, yeah. But also, it's not that some people really have aesthetics and they don't want to tag and don't ruin relationships. Because I did that
And at
in
the
the
end of the day, it's
past.
paid. Okay.
Yeah, you got paid.
And it was in the
Girl.
caption. Like, it's
Yeah.
enough for me if I were.
Or like you repost it. There's ways to go about
And it was modeling. Like, everyone can see it's your face if you repost
Yeah.
it. It's you. You can include it in your portfolio.
You are the Aita.
Yeah. Wait, are we reading the other stories also? We still have time.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the other story? Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend influencer that she spent too much time on making content?
Okay, I think this is a good last.
My girlfriend is a social media influencer. It's her only source of income. Yesterday, we went to her influencer friend's birthday dinner at a restaurant. It was great. Good food, funny waiter, nice view. On the way
I love
home-
these descriptive. Funny
Right?
waiter, nice view. I love that.
On the way home, we talked about the evening, and I mentioned I was a bit tired of all the photos and videos. For example, when dessert was served, she took a photo, and then her friend did, then another friend. Since they used my phone, I checked it took at least 7 minutes before we could eat. Then, as we started eating, her friend asked us to eat on camera for a TikTok. The video was funny, though. I get that content creation is their job, but sometimes I just want to enjoy the moment without photos or showing off. When I told my girlfriend I was a bit tired of all the pictures, she got angry saying, "What? We didn't take that many. It was super fast. It's my job. Shut up. And if you don't like it, I'll quit and you can pay for everything." That felt
I love
ridiculous. I
this.
never said her job was stupid. Just that, in my opinion, they spent too much time making content and I got tired of it. Am I the asshole? What do you think?
Yeah. The boyfriend's definitely an asshole. I don't know. Maybe I get an.
I'm not sensitive about you know what I mean? I'm not sensitive about people taking long to take photos. We're used to it, I feel.
Yeah. The thing is, I'm actually. Oh my god. Wait, we have to tell the funny story.
Which one?
Remember when we were in Deuces editing our Gucci reel?
Yes.
Okay.
At least you were enjoying
Okay.
our drinks
So
already
this
though.
is really funny.
Oh my god,
So
that was
we
like
were-
so funny.
I edited my iconic Gucci reel. Well, our friend Yuji and Gabby. So we shot it in my house, and it's a video where we're trying to
It's like
put two of me.
two of you,
And
one
then
walking.
Yuji basically said, "Oh, put up your foot more." And I was like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Put it up." So obviously, put up my foot, and it crossed paths for the other video. So it took a very long time to edit. So we're like, "Let's go to a coffee shop." We were relaxing,
And drinking our coffee
and
while
so people
editing.
next to us. So we were there for a good. It's 2.5 hours.
Yeah,
we
a while.
were there
a
for
while.
a very long
Swear.
time. We even got rained on,
Kinda.
kinda. But
Sorta.
I love Deuces. I love Deuces.
That was so funny. They even offered to give us new drinks.
And we did, and I was like, we've had so much matcha, we're still not done. But anyways, there's this table next to us, is I think a boyfriend and a girlfriend, so very similar to this.
Yeah.
For the whole 2.5 hours, the boyfriend was taking pictures of her nonstop,
Switching seat positions.
switching seats, light. That's intense.
With drink, with food,
Yeah.
without.
I've seen
Glasses, no
Yeah.
glasses. It was that one was taking a long
no,
time.
the whole 2.5 hours. That's intense. That's
This guy said 7 minutes. That's
7 minutes
fine.
is not long. You know what? I really get annoyed because I think people really discredit influencers, creatives. And I think people realize how hard we work.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we're fucking brain surgeons.
We're not saving lives.
We're not saving lives. Actually, you know what? You can save lives.
If you inspire someone,
Inspire.
yeah.
But I don't think people realize the amount of work that goes in, the amount of stress. And again, I'm not discrediting other jobs, but I think maybe it's a toxic masculinity thing where he's like, oh, it's not a real thing. But I'm sure if he had work the girlfriend would love to help him out. And it'd be
Yeah.
longer than 7 minutes.
And it's also, do we know, like, is she always like that, like when they're on dates or whatever? He also knows for sure that he was going to another influencer's birthday party, and they're all influencers. Of course, people are gonna take long taking pictures. It's an influencer
Exactly.
birthday.
Like, I understand. I think one thing I've learned is that I've learned to sort of shut off the influencerness. I think now, like, unless it's really work, I really don't. I try to not think about it all the time because
Yeah.
it stresses me out.
Especially
But
when
I-
you're with like friends that are not.
You know, like where some people have boundaries where they don't want to where they don't want to be seen, they don't want to post.
Yeah.
So like I've sort of learned to sort of switch that on and off, and it took me a really long time to sort of get to a place where it's not needing to take photos of everything. But no, like it's a job. I will defend that because it's a lot of work, you know, and it's more than a 9 to 5. It's like a fully like
It's always
a
on.
24-hour, 48-hour vibe thing because it's constantly happening. So honestly, fuck this guy. You are a fucking asshole. Because 7 minutes is not that long.
That's really not that
you
long.
knew what you're getting yourself
seriously.
into. And you know what? There was a funny waiter and a nice view. Just look out the fucking window. Look
to the
out
waiter.
window. Talk to the waiter. Funny to ba. Funny to. I'm like getting so defensive. But no, it annoys me. The thing is, some people take it to another level. Like I've gone out and my friends will leave for like an hour, take pictures.
Even in events, and people
In
take so
events,
long with a photographer for
yeah,
like an
like,
hour.
Obviously, just be chill about it. But 7 minutes is really not that long.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
But
no.
some people will like hog queso and like for an hour, and it's like, wait, I want my picture. Or like, there's certain events I think they really take long, and then they end up posting one photo. I think just be strategic about it. Make sure you're not really affecting people.
Yeah.
But 7 minutes, dude, you're a fucking asshole. And I hope you see this. You're not gonna see this, but I hope you see it. Okay, I'm done reading. I'm sort of.
Is it time for a game already?
I think it's time for a game. I feel like it's been a while, right?
That
See,
went by so quickly.
I know,
We just love hearing these stories.
I love ranting. Honestly, if you guys like this, we could even do this again because I'm sort of
Yeah,
into
and we
like
can do a different one, like different topic of Am I the
Yeah.
Asshole? Like not just influencer, like
because all of these I sort of relate to because I don't know. I'm in my feels today, guys.
whoa.
I'm in my feels. Like I don't know. Oh no, because I've been waking up at 5:30 every day, and
Oh
I
my
was,
god,
like,
you do get
mid-walk
in your
today
feels.
at like 6 with my friend. I have like a little walking crew, and then my gout hit, and I was like the furthest possible place away from home, so I had to limp back. So that wasn't cute, but you know what? The show must go on, and the steps must be done. But I think I'm at 10,000, or I'll be at 10,000 by the end of the day. Guys, get in your steps. It's very important. Oh, I'm not at 10,000, but I'll get there today. But we have a game. It's called Guilty or Not. Guilty? Or just Guilty or Not?
Yeah. Guilty or not. And you're just
Okay.
gonna answer if
Ready?
you're guilty or not. And these questions are on theme with Am I the Asshole?
Is this
Ooh.
incriminating? No
Ooh,
lawsuits, diba? Okay. No lawsuits. I agree.
So first question related to the previous entry you read. Have you made people wait to eat because you had to take the perfect food shot? Guilty
No.
or not?
I'm not guilty. I'm not that crazy about my food
yeah,
content.
I will take a photo, but like I don't think I'd even reach 7 minutes. Not even like 2 minutes.
I think it's really the girly pops that take longer.
Yeah, I'd be like, guys, wait. I forgot where I
Like,
was.
I'm
Where they were
pretty
like,
sure
guys,
Gabby and I
wait.
have both posted food, and we're like, yum, but the photo didn't look that
Yeah.
good. But like, we didn't care enough. Like, if I'm hungry, you're not getting content.
It's just hard because
Like,
when it's already there, you're like, oh, I want to eat. I want to dig in.
yeah. And you know what? We probably didn't have a nice view or a funny waiter. So like,
Sometimes when I'm taking like almost 2 minutes, that's when I'm like, okay, I need to stop. If I don't have the nice like photo that I want in like 2 minutes or less, it just means it's
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
you know
so I
one
give
thing
up.
I've learned Well, can I say the person? I don't think I can say the person, but the person said if you spend too long taking photos, maybe you need to like change something up. The
Yeah.
lighting, it's not like after like 5 minutes of take, even like just OTDs, if you don't get it, something's not working. So even with food, if there's the lighting, the whatever, there's only so much you can do, you know? So don't be assholes, guys. That's like the number one, like,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
not guilty.
next question is, have you ever told someone you have an event or other plans but you're just not in the mood to hang out?
Guilty. Oh my god.
I have a
Okay,
prior commitment.
I have to say, I'm sure everyone does this, influencer or not.
No, and the thing is, I think the PR people
Hello.
know. Because sometimes you know what? I'm at the point where I also, you can't be going to everything. And events can be very tiring. And so I really try and pick and choose events that I align myself with my brand. Because again, I don't want to go to events that I'm not going to post about. You know, even if it's not paid.
Especially if you're like just there's a lot going on that day already, and then it's like one consecutive after another.
Yeah,
You
like-
can just say you can't, even if it's like technically after the other
thing
one.
is,
and it's
sometimes the prior commitment can be
rest.
rest. You know,
I'm committed to resting.
it's nicer than saying, "Oh, I'm not interested."
yeah,
You know, and the thing is, I think the PR people
it's
know.
embarrassing.
But you know, I also think if you're gonna lie, lie well. So if you say you have a prior commitment, then don't post. But okay, funny story. Once there was this event I really like. It was super off brand for me. So I go, sorry guys, like I'm very busy, but I happen to be near the venue of the event. So I was making
I
chica.
would avoid.
I was making chica
oh my
with
God.
Mond and Bubbles, and then the whole team walked in, and then they're like, "Oh, you're like free pala." I'm like, no, this was my on my to-do list to make chica. You know.
Yeah.
So like don't lie. Like also like if you're gonna make an excuse, like it's always good to keep these relationships because you don't know when they're gonna invite you to something better. But I think they sort of understand when you decline.
Especially if there's like a lot going on.
Yeah,
You
when
can't
there's a lot. Also
go
like
everything.
I also don't think my audience or your audience wants to see like 3 different events. Oh my god, remember the influencer Olympics that one day?
Yeah, that's so
we had Joe
tiring.
Malone,
I
The
would not do
Peak,
that anymore.
and we had Gentle Monster all in one day.
I would not do that anymore. But they were
Yeah.
just really good brands that we love.
Yeah, they were all brands that we love, so we did it, and then we were like rushing, change outfits. It was like a whole fucking thing, but that rarely happens because usually,
Yeah.
like you sort of have
It's
to
like gonna
pick and
take a lot for me
choose.
to have 3 in one day. Like I need to really love the brands.
I can
now.
barely do one a day, but
no, but
guilty.
it's because it's draining. Like
Yeah.
social energy, social
But what I also
battery.
say is, if you're starting out, go to every
Yeah.
event.
It's important.
But you know, we're like not veterans, but like we're fucking getting
and
older.
I get the veterans. Like please.
We're getting old. Like we really don't have to go to all. But okay, I was talking to my friend who started starting out, and then she was like, "Are you going to this?" I go, "Oh no." I like actually said I'm not going because it's not on brand. She goes, "Oh, I'm not going anymore." And I told her, it was a little harsh, but it's like, you know what? You're starting out. You really have to get to know these PR people, get to know the brands, even if it's not on brand. Just because personally don't want to go doesn't
Yeah.
mean you don't go. You know,
It's
we
different.
each have,
Like it's
we
a
all
case
have our
to
own
case.
niches.
Yeah.
We all have our own niches. So I think go if you're starting out. I always say like it's always a privilege to even be thought of to be invited to
Yeah.
something. So you
That's
have to be
true.
grateful for that. Or even like a birthday. Like the fact that someone wants to spend their birthday with you, I think is already like
Yeah.
an honor. So don't discredit that. So there's ways of going about it, but I'm guilty.
Yeah. We're all
guilty as
guilty. I
charged.
feel like everyone's guilty of that.
Yeah.
No one can deny. Even like
Oh my God.
non-influencers.
Wait, you know what's
There's,
really
like,
you know
it's
what's
not that
really
they're always in the
embarrassing?
mood
When you ask like, hey, like, is there a budget?
for
And then they say
payment.
no, and then you go, oh, I actually can make it. Like I try to find ways to say it in a nicer way.
Yeah.
But like you don't wanna be rude ever. But guilty. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever posted something shady about someone but played it off as just a joke?
I don't think so.
I don't post any shady things. I just talk about it on WhatsApp or
Maybe
Instagram.
I'll like share quotes and stuff. But if they replied to it, I wouldn't like deny. I wouldn't be like, yeah, it's a joke.
Yeah, I'm not the trendy online. I also think I try to keep my platform positive.
I was talking about Finsta for me.
Offensa. Mm.
Just in general. Like, but I don't do that ever on like my Insta. Like, no, we don't want to be
Finsta?
messy.
No, I'll only post about it if it's like a very big celeb. You know?
Okay, gets.
Like if it's like a friend or something, no. But if it's someone like very like, okay, you have at least like 5 million followers on Instagram, yes, I can repost your thing on my fence and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, but that's like more public. Nothing ever like personal. Well, because I've been manifesting, guys, to be more positive. I'm not joking. I have to manifest it because everyone's so negative nowadays, and there's a lot of creators. Actually, Gabby and I talk about this once in a while. There's some creators that really thrive off of like negativity,
I know.
and it's just not my vibe. I'd rather find a way to like make something positive. You know, like sometimes people send me things and I don't like the product, so I'll just post the box. Not the
Yeah.
product.
So like
Like
the
there's
box is
ways of going
cute.
about it. Like I'll just put the box is cute just so that they get recognition, but not the product. You know, like I don't know. I just think life is so negative that let's try to keep.
Like focus on the positive
Yeah.
instead of highlighting the negative.
And so far, my manifestations have been working. So I don't even know guilty or not. I don't not guilty.
I think I'm not guilty.
Yeah, not guilty.
Yeah.
And last question, have you said you love a product in your content, but you've never actually used it?
Not guilty. I never say I love something that I haven't
No.
actually tried or used or
It
loved.
takes. Well, I'm not really. I don't put text.
I'm
often.
very careful with what I'm saying about certain products. So if you see that I'm not really saying anything about it, probably means I don't really like it.
Yeah. If I just tag, again, I'll try to find something or like post the box, just post the brand. But I'm not a very text heavy person unless I really like something.
Or like I'll say something about it that's just a fact. Like I'm not giving my opinion.
Yeah.
Like recently I posted
it's like
something
they
on my
gave you the deck. They
stories.
gave you the deck.
It's like recently I posted something on my stories and I said like, oh, this thing is exclusively available here. Like, yeah, it is, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's there, but I'm not
'Cause
that into it.
I've seen some people like go on about it, and I get it.
and
That's
they're
like,
like, I love it. They're like dying.
but I think you can tell when someone really likes something or when something's just gifted, or like depending on how I like unbox my PR, you can sort of tell whether I like something more. Or not,
Yeah.
You know. So, but I'll never say I don't like something.
Yeah,
But if
I'm
I
gonna be
really don't
hate
like it and the brand's pissing me off, I just won't post it.
Yeah, just don't post it.
And one thing PR people need to know, just because you send something, if there's no contract and you're not paid, doesn't mean you have to post about it.
True.
Next.
That's the end.
Is that the end?
Yeah.
Oh my god. I didn't get incriminated.
Guys, we actually
Ooh.
reached the end.
Oh my god. Sorry. Wait. Kylie Versace L Singapore cover.
I know that you're announcing it on the podcast.
She looks so good. I'm such a Kylie stan. I love.
I'm
That's something I love.
and
So
I
I'm
also
gonna-
love this candle. It's like seriously,
segue.
it's so cute.
You know what? Okay.
Guys, like this is like sponsored, but don't be annoyed at us because we actually shopped all these items ourselves. So everything that's here, we actually truly love it. It wasn't like they just randomly sent us and we're like, yeah, we love it. Like
But H&M Home was
we went all the way to H&M Home in SM Makati and we got like, okay, I'm gonna
H&M Home
show
is
you.
Not far.
I mean, like I don't ever go to SM Makati.
Yeah, I don't go to SM
Like I'm
Makati
always like
either.
Glorieta. But
The
not
last time
SM
I was there was for the H&M Mugler. So H&M is the one that really brings me.
to SM Makati,
SM
like that
Makati.
building.
But they're very grateful to be able to gift us with a lot of these things. So we got the
Pillows,
we got,
throw,
and you know what? I actually got the candle myself.
set of
as
3
well.
iconic vases. Do you remember
It's
that's what
literally
it was
called that.
called?
It's
Like
literally
I was really
called
like,
that.
okay, we have to look for the set of 3 iconic faces. And
And
then
I actually got this candle for myself.
no, I love that one because I love the
You
green.
know what? I'm actually
Thing.
almost done with it.
I like this because it looks like butter.
Butter yellow.
Yeah. And this blue is fun. It reminds me of the Majorelle Garden.
No, and you know
And
what?
This is The frames, those are also from H&M Home.
So yeah, no, I wanted to like, well, we wanted to sort of just like spice it up, and H&M was very nice. And I was very surprised because I'm also currently trying to like fix my room up now that I'm spending more time at home, and like, well, I got Flixster Premium, so now I'm like loving being at home, and so I'm slowly decorating my place, and I found a lot of cool like knickknacks and stuff at H&M Home.
We have more that we haven't even
Yeah,
placed
I think
here.
it's on rotation because we just got so many cool things. We both brought home robes.
Yeah, the robes are so cute.
They're so comfy.
I love the color also, the robes. I remember I had like a green one.
Oh yeah, it's mine green also.
Was it green? I don't know.
Maybe we'll do an episode in the robes. Who
Yeah.
knows? But thank you, H&M Home. I love that brands are now sort of seeing this. Shout out Charisse also.
Yeah, she literally went with us.
She's not gonna
And we sort of
watch
had to
this. For sure
math.
she doesn't
We
watch
had
this.
to
now.
math
Let's
with
see.
how much we're getting.
Charisse, if you watch this, that's my manager who organizes this. Please let me know because I'm also curious to see. But yeah, thank you H&M Home. I truly love the products, and they really have so many different things. And we had a very hard time sort of picking.
Yeah, we were kind of there for a while.
No, we were there for too long. Like we were there for too.
We overstayed our welcome.
Everyone was sick of us, but it was really fun, and yeah. I like that they have a lot of blue and yellow things. So if those are your colors,
Where does the video end? Like, do they actually see this whole table?
yeah, because we moved the camera back.
Yay, so you can see
But
the
shout
iconic
out
faces.
H&M Home, seriously, because we really appreciate that.
Yeah.
And if you're seeing this and you want to sponsor us, let us know because we are down.
We're ready.
We're down.
ready for
and
you.
ready.
No, there were so many. Remember, like we had to like reduce the items, but we actually had way more that we wanted.
because we also couldn't count.
Like
So
there was some
we're-
cute mugs.
There's a lot of cute things, honestly.
There's
and
even like seasonal stuff like Christmas, Halloween,
they sell a Halloween stuff, which got me excited because Halloween's like my favorite
holiday
holiday.
season. Okay.
But yeah, shout out H&M Home.
Yay, snaps.
I think that's the end. Honestly, I really like this new format. I think
It's like fun. It's like different.
it's less pressure.
Yeah.
You know, so let us know if you guys like things like this. We're actually shooting an episode soon. It'll
That's
come
gonna
out
be a
eventually,
super
but it's also a fun different thing. I
format.
think we're just trying to do different things.
Yeah, I
think,
love that we're doing new things.
Like I think because our new first episode finally came out, and it's like new hair, new year, and I think I'm sort of going with that, like with
New
the
year,
new
new
hair,
hair, new format.
new format, new different things that I'm trying. I just want to like go out of my comfort zone a little, and it's been so fun so far. And you know, we started a podcast because we can talk about fucking anything. We should have like one episode just about butter yellow. Like I could do that. 45 minutes, easy, easy peasy. But yeah, it's super fun. I'm loving this new space. Should the what is it?
This redecorated space.
No, like
huh?
the picture could be like, what is it called?
What?
Like the title page.
oh, cover.
Cover art, the
thumbnail,
cover photo
thumbnail.
thumbnail could be like, right? But yeah, follow the TikTok
Yeah.
guys, follow us,
Subscribe.
subscribe. We have cool things
And
coming
stay
up.
tuned for the episodes to come because the season just started. Yay!
And our first season was super long, so we have a lot of episodes
Yeah.
we have to do. So let us know if you have any questions,
Requests.
concerns, but no hate now, guys. I'm over it. Bye.
Bye.